I did my graduation in mechanical engineering from NIT Surathkal. And ever since, straight after my graduation, I was recruited to Coal India Limited, where I worked for close to 6 years. And after that brief period, or like a decent period of around 6 years, I thought of doing an MBA to give an excel or a push to my professional journey. So I started exploring about different options for MBA or master somewhere. And then somehow I finally landed at IIM Bangalore for that 1 year MBA program. So now then that MBA program has gone well, and I'll be looking forward to joining a consultancy organization very soon.
Awesome, awesome. So, Anmol, tell me, I want to rewind a little bit back to, whole thought process of doing an MBA, right? So, first of all, very different industry, Coal India Limited, and how was the whole, why did you feel that, an MBA was required? And, after 6 years, especially when, you're working and you're busy with your life, and suddenly, why did that thought of suddenly shaking everything up and doing an MBA come to your mind?
Right, ma'am. So like that thought of MBA did not come like naturally to me, in the sense that because every second, third person is doing an MBA, or it's like seen as a natural step. I did not do because of that. It was around end of 2018 where I started thinking that what can I do? Before that, I had, apart from my job, I had given some brief stints at UPSC preparation, but somehow that did not work out. So I was thinking that what else can I explore? And at that point of time, I was not aware of these 1 year MBA programs where you could leverage your like WorkX to get an entry to those college. So it was then when I started exploring about these things on internet, on YouTube, etc. I got to know about some of these. In fact, at that time, randomly, I got to know about some of that through some videos from Crackverbal, and I started building that thought process. So if that work for me, if that work will not that work for me, then there were many like apprehension where a person from PSU will be able to make that shift to the corporate sector. And then many say that from PSU, usually they do not take if you have just that threshold experience of 5 years, if I'll be able to transition well, etc., etc. So I did a lot of research and planning before taking that plunge. And once I was very clear that, okay, I will have good opportunity and good probability of making it do well once I get into that MBA program and my post MBA life, then I started preparing, and fortunately everything went well since then.
Awesome. So you mentioned you started preparing, right? So was it easy or difficult for you to manage your work? Because with PSU, I don't think you have a work from home option also, right? So, how was it for you with respect to the GMAT preparation?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, my experience for this like preparation for this exam, like for GMAT and application, was very different from what I had prepared earlier. Before that, my previous experience or the previous benchmark was either the IIT JEE preparation just after 12, or the rigorous UPSC preparation that I went through, which was lot demanding, not just physically, not just mentally, emotionally, but it required a lot of physical efforts too. But when it came to this preparation, I think it was more of a quality preparation than a quantity preparation. So with a very limited amount of time, if you plan everything well, I think you could get very good results.
Right.
So in that way, I think it's a very feasible option, especially for people who have a higher work ex, where maybe efficiency is not that high as it used to be when we were like just college graduates or something.
Right, right. And were you always very keen in applying to Indian schools only? How did you like choose IIM Bangalore as an option?
Yes, ma'am. So, like as I said, that I did not have much idea about these executive programs before. So before that, so I had not even given a thought about applying abroad or like applying to foreign B schools. But once I started getting good content of how you can analyze these options, I did give it a good thought of whether I can apply or what is the probability of those conversions, about scholarship, etc. What type of pay, what is the ROI of those programs. So I did give it a good analysis, but finally I settled that maybe colleges in India would suit me more.
Right. So how did you go about with the application process, and how many schools did you actually apply to?
So I had applied to three schools:
Hmm.
IMA, IMB, IMC.
Hmm.
And the only reason for like being very choosy was firstly the brand name, as I cannot deny that. Apart from that, based on my work experience, I think the average work experience of these colleges or these classes fall like at a very optimum level as compared to mine.
Hmm.
When you compare it with like other colleges, even ISB, I felt I was a little late, not very late, but a little late. So because of that, I was very choosy in my applications. So I decided to apply on all these three. Then like I started getting to different content which you get on the web, started doing the preliminary preparation. Then I enrolled for like the services at Crack Verbal, and then everything went well smoothly
Right.
thereafter.
So if you have to, look back and, I'll come to your, IMB experience in a while. But before that, if you have to give advice to people who are currently maybe preparing, planning to apply to IMB, and take GMAT, what would be your advice to them? More from a perspective that since you've gone through that journey yourself, what would be your advice to them?
Okay. I think my first advice will be that before making a plunge either into the college or even into the preparation, do a thorough research about why you want to do an MBA, and just don't do it because every second or third person is doing, and see your fitment, that whether the Indian B schools will suit you more, or whether the US or like UK or like different B schools in different parts of the world will suit you more, and what type of functional role that you want to see yourself in future for, and whether what skills that you have acquired in last few years will that make that transition easy, tough. So if that transition is easy, it's well and good, but if that transition is very tough, be conscious that whether you are able to put that much rigorous efforts in the coming time. I think if that clarity you gets, then I think the journey becomes very easy thereafter.
Perfect, perfect. Right. Now coming to, IMB, right? Once you got into the campus first day, meeting all new people, what was your thought process? And, what did you feel when you actually went there? Was it exactly how you had imagined?
Yes, ma'am. See, like it was a little different this year because our first meeting with my college cohorts, etc., were not directly on the campus because we had formed many WhatsApp groups, and initial 1.5 to 2 months classes were purely online. In fact, classes were online even later, but we somehow went to the campus. So my initial interaction with all of them were virtual. But then, yeah, we started getting a feel. Okay, what functional domains have you come from? What are the benefits? What are the pros and cons? Why you are making that shift? And very importantly, like which I would like to mention is the part when I prepared for these application services, where you got to know about how you want to project your post MBA ambitions, that whether you want to get into product management, strategy, etc. All that preparation helped me throughout my that 1 year MBA journey.
Hmm.
That okay, these are the skills required to be a successful PM. These are the constraints. These are the benefits. So in that way, I was able to tailor my time, my networking, etc. very well throughout that 1 year.
Right, right. Do you think you're working in a PSU, like you perceive the whole MBA different than maybe a fresher would do normally? Like, did you keep connecting it to your experience, that you had working with Coal India? Like every subtopic that you are learning, a new topic, whether it's marketing or business or any of these aspects. Are do you think having experience and then doing an MBA matters a lot?
Yes, ma'am. I think it helps immensely because you get a lot more clarity on why that MBA degree or the experiences of that MBA course could actually help you solve some of the bottlenecks that you have faced in your PSU or your earlier work experience. So I
Hmm.
think in that way it helps. And like speaking specifically about PSU, I think one thing that was good with me was that I was very clear that what are the things that I can leverage out of my PSU experience. At the same time, what were the things that I missed out because of my PSU experience. So
Hmm.
because of that SWOT analysis, I think I was able to plan my progression very well in that.
Right, right. So typically, how did your day look like at IMB?
So usually our classes used to start at 9:30. So I'm usually like a early morning person. So I used to get up at 7, maybe 1 hour of badminton or maybe lawn tennis or some sort of sports. By that I used to begin my day. Then 9 to say 4 p.m., 5 p.m. classes used to be there. Sometimes most of the days, even if there are some breaks in between. Then 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. straight after the classes gets over, we used to go for a small walk, maybe a tea session, coffee session. And then evening, that project work, assignments, there were so many Zoom meetings because some people were not on the campus, some were on the campus. And then they were cross like program meetings where some people were at Delhi, some people were at Mumbai. So in that way, there were many virtual meetings. And then there were a lot of pre-reads for the case session. So it was a very packed schedule. And then at the night, maybe half an hour book reading, bedtime book reading, the way I used to end it.
Right. So everybody says that a 1 year program is a very strenuous and a very compact kind of a schedule you have. How was it for you? And do you think that's how it is?
Actually, what my assessment is that, yeah, definitely it's a very hectic program. But I think even for 2 year students or something, even they also face a lot of these issues. It's not that because if it's a 2 year program, so their load is just a 50%. But I think only problem with 1 year, not the problem, but the challenge with that 1 year program is that time moves so fast, so that if you are late in the beginning, you feel like that you have already missed a lot of content.
Mm.
But when it comes to 2 year program, you have many, like what you call small milestone where you could make that recovery.
Mm.
So I think you need to go full throttle right from the very start.
Right. How is the competition there? Because everybody is coming with a lot of work experience, and I think what is different from maybe say and people who get into IITs versus you are part of NIT. You are from NIT, right?
NIT Surathkal.
NIT student. So the difference over there is there your parents are paying for mostly your graduation. Here you are paying from your own pocket. How is the competition and the stress level throughout the course, especially from because everybody is at a level and an experience where they are either they have a family back home, and there's so much of pressure on them to go back and catch hold of life back again, right? So how is that in the campus?
Yes, ma'am. You rightly said that the stakes are lot higher when it comes to 1 year program, when you have already that 4 5 years or 6 7 years of work experience, and now your expectation are also a lot very high, that you have that minimum threshold that I need to get that minimum 15 lakh 20 lakh package at the end of the year. So because of that, the pressure builds up, and then at sometimes it sometimes comes as like a double-edged sword, that if you have a work ex in a particular field, sometimes you can leverage it to get even a step higher. At the same time, some sort of work experience also could act as a baggage where the transition doesn't look that easy. So if that transition is not very easy, and if you're very conscious that that problem you will eventually face, so it's very good that you should do the projects and academic projects and different case competition regarding that field. But one very significant advantage which we have of this course is the cohort is so experienced that the quality of interactions are very enriching. In fact, many of the professors also told me that the way they conduct classes for the students where the work experience is very less vis-a-vis our batch, so they find see difference in the quality of interactions.
That's true. That's true. And in terms of internships, do you get time to do internships or anything of that sort, or everything ends and
No,
then you directly get onto a job? How does
no,
that?
no, no. In that this 1 year program, we do not have any provision for internship. We
Hmm.
directly have that placement season.
All right, perfect, perfect. So, so what next for you? How are you planning your next steps, and how has it been for your other friends also at IMB?
It's been a slightly challenging year this year. Apart from that, the emotional load because of COVID, etc., that was always there. But even in terms of placement, it was not that easy as it used to be last year. In
True,
the sense that, look, you everyone, despite their good academic background, good professional background, they had to earn for their slot this year.
true.
So in that way, it was challenging. The placement season got a little stretched because of that. But finally, it went well for most of the people as they expected it.
Awesome.
So, and like particularly for me, as I said, that because I had paid so much attention and efforts during my application stage, that which are the good career streams, not good in the sense what will suit me. So I think that clarity helped me a lot in my interview preparation and for my planning my post MBA career ahead.
Awesome.
So in that way, it went as I desired.
Awesome. I'm so glad. Thank you so much, Anmol, for this very enriching session. I think I got a lot of information about how it is important to positively look at every situation. I think this is also a business challenge, right? That you went through an entire MBA with this kind of a situation where everywhere in the world everybody is so stressed, but you are making the best out of it. I think most important thing is you have a brand on your resume now, a very good brand, and I think it's only going to go uphill going ahead. So congratulations and all the best. Any last words of wisdom from you, more for people who are thinking, toying whether do an MBA, not do an MBA. One, you said obviously research is extremely important, and being extremely positive is extremely important. What are the other things that you feel should be a mindset of people who actually take that plunge to do an MBA?
Yes, ma'am. So I would say that when you think of pursuing this MBA, pursue it not just for any material benefits of getting that steep rise in your income or that fame. That definitely will also count, but do it more for that intellectual pleasure. So, like, just to give an example, that is, that most of the courses in MBA, apart from some finance courses, most of the courses are very general courses. Any person without any corporate background or any very technical background can easily understand that. So, like, whenever I used to study some good case study on, say, marketing or something, like there was a very famous case study we were taught about Santoor soap, how that brand evolved, what was the positioning earlier. So whenever I used to talk to my mom on phone, so I used to tell her, okay, you must have seen that Santoor ad. Initially they used to show a rural woman, then they used to show an urban woman in the ad. In that way their positioning changed. So in that way that content was enjoyed tremendously even with my family, by my family. So in that way, whatever good content that I used to come through, I used to discuss with my friends, my family members, my distant relatives. So in that way, I really got into that love with intellectual content. And I think that was my biggest motivation throughout the year. Apart from that salary increment, that was secondary. Primary was that intellectual enjoyment.
Perfect. Awesome. I think that is a very, very important thing. I always, tell, like, a lot of people ask, the first thing they ask is what is the ROI, right? ROI is not always in terms of money. It is also in terms of all these aspects of, like you said, it's an intellectual aspect of it also, what they should look at from an ROI perspective, right? So
if I may just add one line.
Yeah,
one very important line, or like a very lesson of wisdom that I got to learn, in fact that I learned from one of the videos at Crack Verbal, which was in very early stage of my like application process. I don't remember which video I saw, but the wisdom from that video was that the ROI of that MBA program should not just at the end of 1 year, but it should be just at the end of 15 to 20 years. So in that way, do not make it as a lifelong, or what you call, like, do or die type of a pressure for you that you need to get this much or that much. See it as a long-term investment on yourself for your happiness, and then things will work out well.
True. Perfect. Thank you so much, Anmol. This was inspiring as well as very motivating. I'm sure, people will really learn a lot after listening to what you have spoken about. Thank you so much. All the best.
Thank
and really, really appreciate that you gave me time on a Saturday. I really appreciate that.
It was a pleasure talking to you, and I felt very happy revisiting my experience.
I'm so glad to.